is that I'm happy to see a huge voter turnout in my home polling station. I'm very, very happy to see this, and it's a clear demonstration that these people have understood how to exercise their democratic right. But let me also say that this process started in a very, very slow pace and in a very disorganized manner. Between 5 and 8:30, we were struggling with having our agents allowed in, although they had all the necessary documents. I think the POs were not talking to the ROs, and the ROs were not talking to the CRO. Whatever the reason, there was one station in Ruiru where even the RO was not there. We went about looking for him. So it's a process that started very slowly in a bit of a disorganized manner, but we are hoping that maybe they will correct that as we move on. I think the other thing to note is that there has been a lot of voter bribery across the whole county, and that is of great concern. We have shared that information with the security forces. We've shared it with GAO, and we are urging the internal security to ensure that they wipe out all the people who are bribing voters. Because bribing voters is buying readers, and I don't think it's a reflection of what this country should be able to do. So we would want to urge them to make sure that they weed out all the people who are trying to buy their voters. There was time for election. They should have stood their agenda at that point. Otherwise, I think it's good. It's a great day for Kenya in Kabete. One was the preparedness, and the other one was there was a power blackout from as early as 5 a.m. In Wangige and the surrounding environment. But I want to thank KPLC because after we reported, within like 10 minutes, power was reconnected. Now, the time we have lost, even in Emuru where some ballot papers were not available, that is for IEBC to decide, because the people are entitled to a particular number of hours of voting. If you deprive them 2 hours and you don't compensate, then it means it's not a free and fair practice. So is that subject for petition? I'm not sure. So Chebukati, I understand, is going to be addressing us. He will probably explain that and say what the remedial measures are going to be. We have complained, and that is why, right from the beginning, us in Azimio, we say that we should have the register. Now, some of those people went to court, and they were actually arguing against having the physical register. I understand that some of them were lucky. They voted because they were in the physical register. So I think that shows you that in this country, people do not argue on principles. They argue because they want to argue against what the other argument has been. So I am hoping that, because like the process that we saw there, 10 minutes, taking one person 10 minutes, what they should do is to come with a better system where you can very quickly be checked in the physical register, and once it is confirmed, then you can move on. I thought that technology was to make our life easier and make our life much more efficient. I've never imagined in the world that technology will make our life difficult. So IEBC is probably the first institution that I've heard of that have adopted a technology that makes life much more difficult. I think as a country, we need to be sober and address the issue of the method of voting. In the US, voting is very easy. But we see that we have adopted technologies that delay and are very inefficient in delivering what we require.